Yo, Tony here. My theory is confirmed. As you guys know, the last video that I posted, I was talking about banks and bonds and all that other crazy shit going on right now. And I had a crazy running theory since January, since the very first run up on GameStop. I have a $20,000 position currently right now, down about 3K. I was waiting to buy in at 180, but I FOMO'd in at 200 bucks. Just letting you guys know right now. But again, I should have waited. Again, I only lose money when I do not follow strategy. But apart from that, running theory on GameStop, to keep it very, very, very simple. Ever since January, I had a running theory that every single time the SPY would drop, GameStop would run. And the thing that happened recently was that, guess what was the thing that's propping up the SPY right now is basically the top 5 companies, which is big tech: Google, Facebook, Netflix, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, whatever, right? So my running theory from the beginning of January up until like a month or two ago was that, you know what, whenever the SPY would drop, GameStop would run. But that running theory was very broad. It didn't necessarily take into consideration which companies were actually being bled for GameStop to run. And recently, when the market has been running, I think for the last 2-3 weeks, maybe a month or so, big tech has been running for an astronomical amount, right? Normally, big tech is the one that's actually propping up SPY. SPY is only about an $11 trillion market, and half of that market comes from Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon, which are $6 trillion companies, right? If half that market cap comes from just those 3 big techs, guess what's propping up the SPY? And guess what's been happening lately? The SPY keeps running, big tech is up, literally almost everything in the SPY right now is red. And what are the only green things? What is the only thing that has been green for the last couple of weeks? It's only been big tech. It's been Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, Shopify, whatever, right? The case may be is that my running theory is that something in the SPY was propping up the S&P 500 and was actually making GameStop drop. And I figured out that it's big tech. As long as big tech keeps rallying, GameStop is gonna be kind of either trailing down or sideways or not have any big movements. But as soon as big tech actually drops, you're gonna have GameStop have extremely massive moves. And it's exactly what's happening right now. Big tech is falling right now, and it hasn't fell in quite a while. And what's happening to GameStop? We're seeing a nice little push towards the upside, which kind of goes back to my original thesis and my running confirmation of it's not SPY that we should have been looking at. It's only big tech, and specifically, it should have only been maybe the top 5 big tech companies that are propping up the S&P 500. And the crazy thing here is, if there are fears, if there's a black swan event, and it's one of those things, like, for example, there's 2 black swan events that can happen. One is, let's say Delta, right? The COVID stuff starts coming back. That might just keep propping up Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, because guess what? There might be a lockdown. We might have the same thing as 2020, and big tech will rally. But there's a second thing that's been going kind of worrisome in the market, and that's China and cybersecurity attacks on the US. And that black swan event, if it does happen, might actually cause the GameStop rally, because what does that insinuate, right? Or it basically means that big tech might suffer from an attack from China, which means that big tech will bleed and will make GameStop rally. At least that's my running thesis for now. As long as big tech keeps moving towards the upside, GameStop will not have a short squeeze, or will not have the MOASS, right? Whatever everybody's talking about, the mother of all short squeezes. And this is kind of confirmed today with big tech dropping and GameStop having an almost 2% move up, right? It's not a lot. It's not a big move up, but it does kind of set certain parameters and certain conditions, at least in TA, about what's going on and how certain markets are correlated and how the charts are reacting to each other. So this can always be coincidence, but it's a very, very, very uncommon coincidence that's going on. So that is my running theory. I wanted to let you guys know because I feel like something weird is going on, man. Something weird is definitely going on, especially with the bonds and the banks and the yields. GameStop running and big tech is dropping. So there's something there. There's something definitely there.